Hello everyone, it's Tammy Wilgenbush with Card Designs by Tammy. Today I am going to showcase a new bundle from Stampin Up that is only available through a special promotion, and it is the All Together collection. And Stampin Up has launched this because it is launching a new set of natural Stampin Blends. And so to go with that, and also just to celebrate diversity, has come out with this All Together collection that includes paper stamp set dies and then the blends. And the Stampin Blends, so they're natural tone. So basically they are a set of natural markers that basically will go through the entire shades of skin tone, which is awesome, just because it's so hard when you're stamping images to find that correct skin tone. And so they had developed these markers, and again, it just takes you through the rainbow of skin tones, which is fabulous, and I will show those. But it comes together. You can get the entire set currently for $105, or you can purchase the items individually. And I will say that the Stampin Blends, the natural tone Stampin Blends, will be going into the upcoming 2022 to 2023 annual catalog. However, none of the other products will be going into the catalog, so they are only while supplies last. So if you like this bundle, you want to get it now before it is gone. So let me show you the products that are in it. So it comes with a stamp set, which is here together, and includes 2 large stamps of hands in a heart, and then kind of the pinky promises. It comes with just a nice shape there, and then a little heart. And then the sayings, it has I promise, love changes everything, every act of kindness changes the world, we'll get through this together, and you matter to me. So just a very nice, fun stamp set that basically you stamp these images and then you can color those in to add those to cards. And then it also comes with a set of dies, which are the Here For You dies. And it has 2 framelits that will stamp out the pinky hands and then the heart hands, as well as a heart die. So it lets you cut out the main images in the stamp set. And then it has 2 saying dies, You Matter, and then Here For You. And let me show you what all of these dies look like, because I have cut them out. So I stamped the hand with the heart in the middle and die cut that. And then you have the pinky promise, and again, using the Stampin' Blends natural tone markers, you can color in the hands, and it's nice detail to have the fingernails on it. And the heart, so you can stamp out the heart and cut it out, or just cut out a heart. And then these are what the saying dies look like. You Matter, and then Here For You. And I cut these out in cherry cobbler. So those are the dies in the stamp set. Just a really nice, fun stamp set, and those nice dies that go with it. And then we have a set of designer series paper. And the All Together designer series paper is 6x6, and it includes 48 sheets. So basically there are 4 sheets of 12 double-sided designs. And so I'll show you them. And several of these are also very cute. I love this paper here. So what a lot of people have done is just kind of cutting this in half, and then you can use the Stampin' Blend markers to color in the hands there. So just a really nice, and then the back is just kind of a nice design. So just a really nice paper. And then this one is also really nice. Again, a paper that you can color directly on, or you can use the back side if you like. What's nice about this is if you cut this in quarters, so you can cut 3 by 3 squares, and then you can add those images to cards. I've also seen people use circle dies to cut them out, but essentially with using this, you could use one focal point for each card and it'll give you 4 cards worth. So pretty cool. And then this fun little Pinky Promise, and again, you could color in the hands if you want, or just the little hearts. And then this black and white as well. And again, I've seen somebody where they just colored in the hearts, all different colors, to again just kind of give it a little bit of extra fun design to it. And so the paper, I don't know if I mentioned this, I might have and just forgot, is all black and white. So it's really pretty, nice neutral colors, or nice and neutral that can kind of go with several different colors. So here's this piece, and again, just nice stripes on the back, some crosses. So about half of them have more of a white background with black on it, and then half of them are black with the white on them. So again, gives you kind of that nice variety. And again, this is kind of that starburst, or whatever you want to call it, from here matches that. So again, the nice thing about Stampin' Up is they all coordinate together. Pretty hearts. So again, just lots of really nice. This one, I really like this one. This one's, I don't know, psychedelic to look at to me. But again, just lots of fun, nice colors. And I like how they did, you know, some of them with the white on black and some of them with the black on white. So those are the designer series paper that come with it. And so then we have the Stampin' Blends, and I'm going to mix them all up here. I had them all in order. So the Stampin' Blends you can get as a collection for $45, or they also come in combo packs, so 5 different combo packs that are $9 each. And they go from 100 at the darkest to 1,000 at the lightest. And so you can see just the variety of colors. And one thing that is really nice, again, they've really tried to simulate just all sorts of various skin tone colors. And you'll notice that some of them have more pink hues and some of them have more yellow hues, which again is very much like natural skin tones. So again, these Stampin' Blends will be going into the annual catalog coming up in, I think it's May or June. But the rest of it, the paper and the Here Together bundle, are only while supplies last. So again, this is something that you really want to get on if you like this set. So I will show you some of the cards that I've made with it, and we'll make a card together and kind of show you how nice the blends color things in. So I'll show you. Here is, and I've tried to use as much of the designer series paper as I can. I've only made 3 cards, but here's one that I used using kind of the hand raising. And again, you can see the different variations in the skin tone. I cut this piece, I cut the paper in half at 3 inches and then cut it again at 4 3/4 inches. So that kind of gives you a nice front for card base, and then I just matted it like I normally would and tied some ribbon, and then stamped that on the inside and colored it in. And then here is one I used with the You Matter die. And again, I just stamped those directly on the paper and colored them in, cut out a little heart to put in between and kind of put that little, I don't know, sunburst up there. And then just did that on the inside. So just kind of fun little cards that you can make. And then this is what we're going to make today. This uses the interlocking arms or hands, and I basically cut 3 by 3 squares, and that's what we're going to make for this. So this card, get all the pieces here, and I'll give you all the directions and everything. So this uses rich razzleberry, and the others I use cherry cobbler. And I'll have to admit, you could, obviously there's lots of different colors to choose from. For some reason, for me with the black and white, I really like the deep rich colors, and I'm not sure why that is, but I do. And so I just have a standard card base that's 4.5 by 11, so half a piece of cardstock, and then scored at 5.5. And this is going to be the card front, and it's going to be kind of a side open. So something kind of fun. A lot of times when we do these, we do the top fold, but it's kind of nice to do something a little bit different. So that's just a basic card front. And then I have a sheet of designer series paper, and I think that was the side. Yep, I'd wanted to use this side. That is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So just kind of a standard card front. And while I have it out, I'm just going to go ahead and adhere it down before we do anything else, so I don't lose this piece since I already had it out. And my glue, I think, is running out. I tend to go through a lot of glue. It is the adhesive that I like. Everybody, I think, has their favorite adhesive, and I just really like the green glue. All right, so we got that, so that's kind of out of the way. So we are going to color in this piece here. And the nice thing is you can choose any of the colors that you want. I have not used 100 yet, so I'm going to use 100. And the Stampin Blends have 2 ends. They have a thinner end and a fatter end. I use the fatter end for these just because there's a lot of coloring to go on. So doesn't really matter which one you start with, but we are just going to color this in. And these color in pretty easily. And the nice thing about the Stampin' Blends is even though as you're coloring it, sometimes you get a lot of variation, as it dries, it really does blend together very well. For markers and coloring, these just work really well. They just give you a nice blending feel. And they are alcohol-based markers. So if you're stamping, you will want to use Memento black ink. but luckily it does color the paper really nicely. So that's one of them. Let's see here. We're going to go to 700 here. And I'll be honest, I have no rhyme or reason to which ones I use. For all of these, I kind of just mix and match and have tried to use the entire broad spectrum of the colors. Oops. Okay. Shoot, which one was that? I think that was 600. I stopped up there, forgot to go down. There, now I'm all done with it. Let's say, we're gonna pull out 300. So again, the nice thing about these markers is there's 10 of them. So it gives you so many options for coloring and shading. Which is so nice. All right. And we're going to use 900, so the second lightest here. Now again, these markers will be in the upcoming annual catalog. And I'm not really clear on how they're going to be sold. I would guess that they'd be kind of the same option of now, where you can buy them all together as a bundle, or you can buy the individual packs. But I don't know. They may just end up doing just the individual packs. I'm not sure. So I am going to use, since I'm using rich raspberry color or paper, I am going to use rich raspberry, just kind of light and dark, for the fingernails. Now I guess you wouldn't have to color in the fingernails. As a woman, I just, I color my fingernails. So if you wanted to be more masculine, you wouldn't have to, but I do. All right, so then that is how you color it. So again, it colors very easily, and as they dry, the colors blend together, but again, it still gives you variation in coloring, which I really like. That's why I really like the blends, just because they do give you some of that variability in coloring. Okay, and hopefully my glue will last. And so on the other card that I made, this mat was 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, with again the paper being 3 inches, but I made the mat a little bit smaller here so everything would fit on the card a little bit better. So this mat is 3 1/8 inch square, so it's just 1/8 of an inch larger. Okay, so I did pre-cut out and then color in the Pinky Promise die. So I stamped the hand image and then I used the dies to go over it. So again, you can see how it just fits right over the stamped image, and then you run it through the die machine. And then I already cut it out just to save some time. I figured by the time you saw me coloring that one, you would kind of get the gist of the coloring. So I have already done that. And then I am going to take that same saying of every act of kindness changes the world. And I'm going to actually stamp it in Rich Razzleberry this time. Last time I did it in black, but I'm going to do it in Rich Razzleberry. Give it just a little bit of color. Yep, that side looks a little bit better. Okay. You can excuse my head. Want to make sure I kind of get it centered in there. There we go. And let's see. I'm not going to put my ink away yet because I am going to stamp the inside of the card and the envelope. So I'm going to use kind of, I don't know, I call a little sunburst or starburst. I don't know exactly what it's called, but this design here, I'm going to kind of put it off on the corner. There, and then I'm gonna put this heart just right underneath of it. And on the envelope here, I am going to just put some hearts there, and then I will glue some Designer Series paper on it to kind of finish off the stationery. And let me see, I think that is all of the stamping, so I will put away my ink pad and get this glued on. Here. And this little piece here is 1/2 inch, 1.5 inches, sorry. So this is 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, so 1.5 inch square. And the mat is 1 5/8 inch square. So again, just 1/8 of an inch larger. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me show you how this is going to kind of layer on there. So we'll do that. So let me take this, and since my glue is running out a little bit, I will grab my Stampin' Seal and use that. I don't use it quite as often, partly because I sometimes have a hard time getting it to go. There we go. Okay, let's kind of want to get those so that they're kind of the same distance from the edges. So and then this goes kind of just down here. And then these I add with some dimensionals. Where did I put my mini dimensionals? There they are. I've been making quite a bit of cards this afternoon, and so unfortunately I have things kind of all over the place. Don't know if that ever happens to everybody else. You kind of get stuff all over, and then when I need it, I can't find it. So I'm using the mini dimensionals because they'll fit kind of up in these little small areas. So all the kind of corners are tacked down, which is what I like. And then I'm just going to put this kind of, so it's kind of even there, and then just overlapping the hand. So just kind of gives it fun little element. I've been wanted to use some of those die cuts there. All right, let me get my, there we go, inside here. Let me glue that down. And this inside is just 4 inches by 5 1/4. So if you've ever watched my videos, that's kind of my standard, gives me my standard 1/4 inch mat around for the card base. So there's the card. Now I'm going to take my leftover designer series paper. So again, I cut the paper. It comes 6 by 6, and I cut it at 4 inches. And so it gives me 2 inches, and then it's the 6 inch, which for the envelopes that I use is a perfect size for the flap there. And I am going to use my glue. Hopefully it'll hold out here. There we go. And just glue it right on down there. And again, I don't even have to trim it off of that end because my flaps are right at 2 inches. So it works really well when I have a 6 by 6 piece of paper and I use it kind of for the card front at 4 inches. It gives me exactly what I need for my envelopes, which is really nice. And then just trim off that edge there. And there is the card. So here is the card using this all together, or here together, stamp set, but the all together bundle and collection. And so here are some of the other cards that I've made with it. So just a really nice, fun bundle designer series paper that really supports diversity and togetherness, and gorgeous black and white, very nice and neutral designer series paper. And then of course these wonderful natural skin tone blends that will be in the new mini cat or the annual catalog. So those will carry over and will just be such an added benefit for all cards that we make. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed seeing that all together collection. I hope that you go and look at it and consider purchasing it. If you don't have a demonstrator and would like help with anything, feel free to reach out to me. Please subscribe, hit that like button, check out my blog. It has a lot of different tutorials. Almost all of them are free. And thank you so much for watching. Take care.